Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Curtis and Jacqueline Dale Club level of the C. Richard Vaughn Tower at Carter Finley Stadium. We thank you all for being here for today's introductory press conference. Just a couple notes on format. We will start with some remarks from the folks sitting to the left of me, Chancellor Woodson, followed by Athletic Director Yao, and then Coach Moore. That will be followed by a question and answer session, which I will then moderate. Anybody requesting one-on-one interviews with any members of today's press conference can do so with Mark Kimmel. Mark is in the back, our Director of Athletics Communications for women's basketball. With no further ado, I will turn the press conference over to Chancellor Woodson.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's another great day for NC State athletics. We're thrilled to have you all here today, and particularly proud, and I'm particularly proud to be the first to welcome Coach Wes Moore back to North Carolina State and back to the state of North Carolina. We're thrilled to have him, a winning coach by every measure that you can imagine. Great on the court, but as important to Director Yao and me and to all of NC State, Coach Moore is committed to helping the young ladies under his, I almost said control. We all know that's not true. Under his leadership, succeed in the classroom as well as on the court. So we're very, very pleased to bring Coach Wes Moore to NC State, and thrilled to have you all here to celebrate with us today. And I'll turn it over, I think, to Director Yao.
Thank you, Dr. Woodson. It's rare to welcome home a member of the Wolfpack family, but today we do exactly that by welcoming back to Raleigh Coach Wes Moore and his wife Linda. Even more rare is to welcome a person who holds the distinction of being the 8th winningest coach in NCAA history. I want to thank Senior Associate AD Michael Lippitz, Senior Associate AD Sherrard Clinkscales, and Dr. Monica Leach, a faculty member who serves on the Council on Athletics, for joining me in the search. In the final analysis, it was the combination of 6 factors that made Coach Moore such a compelling choice for our committee. Number 1, his long-standing record of competitive excellence. Number 2, the track record of academic success of his teams. Number 3, his commitment to hire a diverse staff. Number 4, his history of building programs the right way within the NCAA rules. Number 5, his passion for coaching and recruiting. Yes, he still has his passion for recruiting. And 6, his unwavering belief that we can regain our position as a perennial NCAA tournament team over time. In summary, he's a coach who has refused to accept the status quo his entire career, no matter the challenge. For all these reasons, it's our pleasure to welcome Coach Wes Moore back to NC State, now as our head coach for our women's basketball program.
Wow, it's great to see some familiar faces and some friends that haven't seen in a while. I just want to thank all of you, though, for being here today and showing the support that I remember so well from my years back, a good while back in the 90s with Coach Yao. And it's a humbling day, I can say that, and it's a proud day. So many people have helped me get to this point. Almost 20 years and hundreds of games later, back with the Pack. And it's like I said, it's a great honor. This is a special place. NC State is a special place. And that's exactly what it took to get me out of Chattanooga. It's been a great run there. I love my players there, both past and present, and I'll always love those kids. And let's face it, they're a big reason why I'm here today. Them and my other former players are the ones that have presented me with this opportunity. And so I'd like to say that, you know, I understand I'm not here alone, that a lot of people have helped get me to this point. I think about the assistant coaches that have worked so hard on my staffs, the friendships that they've provided through the years. Again, just an unbelievable ride for me. And I'm really thankful also for my wife, Linda, the support she's given, the understanding aspect of it as a coach's wife. And it's just a really great moment to bring her back here to her family after 30 years or so, it seems like, of being away. But again, it's just a thrill for me. I think everyone that comes to a point like this looks back on again, all the folks that made it possible. Coach Yao, obviously, I wouldn't be here today without her influence and her support through all the years. She is who made Wolfpack women's basketball special, and I owe a lot to her. Because of my experiences with Coach Yao, I can come in here with my eyes wide open. I know what it's going to take for us to be successful. I understand it's a great challenge before us. The ACC has always been one of the premier women's basketball conferences in the country, and now you've got the additions coming on board. It's going to be brutal. I understand that. But I think without a doubt we have a lot of work to do. But however, there are a whole lot of reasons for optimism. And I think when you start listing those, you have to start at the top with Debbie Yao. And everyone that I talked to in this process that's in this business, they said that she will give you the support, the resources, all that you need to be successful. And she has shown that through her track record over the years, every step of the way. She has been successful. And then I think also if you look at what's ahead, because of Debbie, is the renovation, the $40 million renovation of Reynolds Coliseum. I think that's going to make for, again, a great situation for us in recruiting, obviously, but also providing our student athletes and our fans with a great experience when they come to games. And again, that's going to be a big boost for us as we go out on the road. And then I think also you look at the success of this program over the years. There's a lot of programs that can talk about competing at a high level and the success that they can have. Here at NC State, we've got proof. We know that it can be done here. You look at 9 ACC championships, 21 NCAA appearances, a Final Four run, and again, we don't have to try to tell people that we think we can get this done. We know we can get this done. And some people will talk about vision. We've seen it here. So we've seen that vision at NC State. And so that's another area that I think will really help us as we look to bring the kind of student athletes in here that we can all be proud of. I met with the players last night. I think another aspect that's great here at NC State is almost every one of them said one of the main reasons they came was because it's family. Not only in our program, in the athletic department, in the community, it truly is a close-knit family. And again, here we truly are the pack. I mean, we've got each other and we've got each other's back, and I think we can sell that to kids. You come here, you're going to have people like the ones that are here today that are going to be supporting you not only 4 years, but for the rest of your life. They're going to be there for you, and that's what we intend to do for them. Finally, I think also you look at just the Wolfpack Nation in general. It's going to be a very big emphasis by our staff to reestablish ourselves in the state of North Carolina. So as we look to do that, the people that we have across this state that the Wolfpack means so much to, they're going to be a great ally for us. And because of that, I know we can accomplish great things. We can get this program back to the success that it's known, and give us all something to howl about. So again, I'm not going to stand up here and talk a long time. I know we'll have an opportunity for some questions and answers, but again, I just want to thank you. It's a great thrill to be back, and I can't wait to get started. We're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it with character and integrity, but we're also going to be very successful. We're not going to be intimidated or back down from anyone. Like I said, we're going to claim our state back, and I can't wait to get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we are going to open it up for questions from the media. 3 things that we ask. 1, please identify yourself and your media organization so Coach can start to begin to create some familiarity with himself and you all. Secondly, please ask or direct your question to one of the specific speakers at the table. And thirdly, please wait for a microphone to make its way to you. We are streaming live on gopack.com, so when you have a question, raise a hand and we'll get a microphone to you.
About your tradition, I guess, or your roots with the tradition in this program. How much did you sort of watch the program from afar after you left, I guess, at Francis Marion in Chattanooga?
Well, I've definitely always followed the program, and with great interest. Again, you know, once you're part of this family, I think you feel like you will be accepted and part of it. I know I was here just a few years ago in this very building when we had a reunion. Yesterday, former player Colleen Curl came through town, and her and her husband and family just to stop by, and they're living in Greensboro but came over just to welcome me. That's what I mean by the people here are so special, and because of that, you want to follow this program and you want to keep up with the success that they've had.
Coach, I'm Mike Potter with The Independent. How did you come to choose women's basketball as your life's work, and do you think there are any special challenges or advantages in being a male coach of a women's team?
Well, I think there's challenges in any coaching situation because you're trying to get a group of people to do what they need to do so they can accomplish what they want to accomplish, whether that be on the court, whether that be academically. So that's always a challenge. If you want the truth as far as how I got into coaching women, when I graduated from college, my choices were coach a boys' high school team and teach biology 6 times a day, or go to Maryville College and coach a women's team that was 1-25 the year before, but that would not require any teaching duties. And since the only reason I was certified in biology was because as a PE major we had to take a lot of those courses, I would have been studying more than the kids, and I was done with that. So there's my honest answer on that. As far as a guy coaching women, let's see, I think the national championship game's tomorrow night. Yeah, so I think it can be done.
Corey Smith with the News Observer. Ms. Yao, how much did his familiarity with what Kay did right before he went on to move on to other colleges have to do with your decision that went into this and his familiarity with the program as well?
Well, I think it's always a benefit if you have some level of familiarity with the school that you're about to join, but that really was not germane to the choice. To be candid, it was more like icing on the cake. Michael Lippitz chaired the search and did a terrific job in doing so. We concentrated on credentials. That's why I decided to list the 6 reasons we had chosen Wes. He was the whole package. And we watched him. We knew he beat Tennessee this year. When he has played schools, teams in equity conferences, he's had success. So we felt very comfortable in that. So his choice didn't really have anything to do, although it's terrific that he understands NC State and appreciates us. Again, it's just icing on the cake.
Bob Sutton with the Times News in Burlington. Wes, what translates, or what in the Southern Conference, your success there, how does that translate to this, do you think?
Well, I think it's, obviously the level of competition night in and night out is going to be different. But I would hope with the NC State name and the ACC affiliation, we're going to attract players that maybe can take us to that next level. So, I think you're still, coaching's coaching. You still got to go get players that have talent, that have character, that are going to have a work ethic about them. But again, it's I don't know that changes a whole lot. It just more than anything, it's the type of player you can attract to your program. We were able to recruit some kids maybe away from some of the lower tier BCS programs, but at some point that conference affiliation comes back to bite you. So it's going to be exciting to be somewhere where we can offer them an opportunity to play at the elite level. And again, I'm excited. I think we have had success against the SEC and the ACC teams. So it's going to be exciting now to maybe even get on a little bit more of a level playing field as far as recruiting goes.
Any additional questions?
Mike Potter with the Independent again. You talk about establishing the Our State idea. Right here, you've got a team that may be ranked number 1 in the country preseason next year, and another one whose coach is going into the Hall of Fame and has a number 1 recruiting class. So how big is that challenge right now?
Well, there's no doubt it's a very big challenge, and like I said, then you also have to think about the additions that are coming in. So, like I said, I'm not coming into it blindly. I know we got a lot of work to do, but when I was here before, we had some great players from this state. Chastity Melvin, a Jennifer Howard, a P. Shepard. We've got to get ourselves back into that mode of being a factor here. I think we'll also try to recruit the East Coast hard. I think that's always been good to this program, whether it be football, women's basketball. I think that's going to be critical as well. But you've got to sign a couple of players a year that'll help you get there and build on it. And then you just have to make sure that you prepare those kids daily for that type of competition. So came back down from it, and again, I understand the challenges ahead of us, but that's what makes it fun. I mean, you can either get in an inner tube and coast down one of these lazy little rivers, or you can get in a kayak and shoot the rapids, and we're going to shoot the rapids.
Any additional questions?
Hey.
Wes is a dear friend of mine. Has your golf game improved?
No, I'm still horrible. But I've heard a lot of I've heard a lot of coaches, head coaches, say they would never hire an assistant coach that plays golf. So I've always kept that in mind. And I know, but you got to remember too, you were in administration. I had to play down so that you would not think I was spending too much time on the golf course. So got to pick your battles.
With that, we'll wrap up. Again, any additional requests for one-on-one time with any of today's panelists can be made through Mark. Other than that, again, thank you so much for being here, and go Pack.